step is to put down the base for the greenhouse, and we are going to do these with concrete blocks. You've seen all the pictures and seen all the posts, and now the real deal is happening. Each concrete block, each cement block is 8 inches deep by 8 inches wide by 16 inches long. Each block weighs 32 pounds. So I have a stack of it off to the side. My strong sons had moved it from the car to the stack, and now I take blocks 2 by 2 in my wheelbarrow, and even that is quite a bit of weight and heaviness. My boys are at work, otherwise I'd have them help me. So let me show you what I've got. You can't really see the tires flat, but that's 64 pounds right there. These are the concrete blocks that we're going to use for the foundation. In each hole, we're going to fill it with concrete. In at least one hole, I should say, we're going to put basically a bolt that will sit in the middle of the concrete, and then we will put the base plate of the greenhouse over that. We bought about 30 of these doubles, and then we have, these are halves. So as you can see, that's what we've got. Okay, so now we have cleared away most of the area, and I just did one side, one wall, with what you would say is a dry fit of the concrete blocks. So it's not straight, I know that, but this gives me an idea how many we needed for one wall. We were shooting for 11 feet, and we are actually at 11 feet 2 inches. So that's under the code. The code is 12 feet, so we're happy with that. So let's check it out. So as you can see, here's our corner. Totally cockeyed. I do have to dig out more, but that's 11 feet 2 inches for the side of the greenhouse wall. I'm going to show you how I do the base plate for our greenhouse. We make it out of cement blocks. Each block weighs about 32 pounds, so it's quite challenging, but let me show you how you can make it easy with a few steps, or a pattern, or a protocol, if you want to call it that. Okay, as you can see, I've got my cinder block base already. I've got 3 sides, and I'm working on the last side. And every time I put a cinder block down, I measure for it. I make sure it's level. But before I do that, I've got a pile of dirt here, and I pile the dirt. As you can see, I don't know if you can see on this, I can't see because of the sun, but I pile the dirt in approximately the length of what the cinder block will be. And then I level it off, and then I use my level to make sure the block is level. Here's an example. You can see it's fairly level. I'm looking at it. Don't fail me now. Needs to be just adjusted a little bit. And then I also measure the ends of the cinder block to make sure those are level also. And that's basically what I do. Okay, what we're going to do today, we're getting ready to put the base plate on the cement blocks that we've lined up for the foundation for the greenhouse. I need to mark these bolts. These bolts will go in this way in the concrete, and I will show you this later, but we need to mark the bolts with a permanent marker line so they are all at the same height. So basically I've got my 2x8 here, and I'm just going to basically mark it where we want the height on this to be, as far as how that will connect to the cement blocks and create a base plate. Now that we've finished with putting the bolts in the concrete, in the holes of the cement blocks, we're now going to put down the base plate, which is an 8-foot long, 2-foot deep. It's a 2x8 basically. And what we are going to do is we're going to mark the tops of the bolts with paint. Then we're going to rest the boards on top, and that will show us where we need to drill. We'll drill holes, and then I will show you what to do. So here's our bolts. They're probably 3 to 4 inches sticking outside of the concrete block. And I'll give you a better perspective. Here's our base plate. Not the best choice in wood, but that's all we could choose from. The quality this year doesn't seem to be real good, but this is a 2x8, and it's also pressure treated. Here's, I'm calling it a drill bit. I know there's a name for it, can't think of it at the moment, but this is what we're going to use. It's 5/8 of an inch as opposed to 1/2 an inch, which will give us a little bit more room around the bolt. As you can see with this one, I was using the 1/2 inch drill bit, and I had to keep making it wider and wider, and then of course made it too wide, so we filled that with foam to prevent any moisture from getting in. Thank you for joining me today on Diary of a Greenhouse. Stay tuned for my next episode.